This isn't just another Height Max guide. It's a unique course that combines my personal height growth diary with practical, proven height maxing routines inspired by my own successful height growth journeys of the past and the more recent breakthrough methods outlined in the book Grow Tall Fast, The Butterfly Way. Follow along as I document my own transformation from 5'9.5" to 5'10", while you learn the science, mindset, and daily habits that can unlock your body's true potential. It's a step-by-step companion designed to help you add real height through faith, consistent action, reflection, and personal growth. And it doesn't matter what type of growth you want to focus on. If you're interested in whole body growth, cool. If you want to focus on legs only, great. To ensure that you make the most of your time, complete the following checklist beforehand. Yes, before you even join the 510 Plus Journal and Guide. In fact, if you confirm that you have completed steps 1 through 4, steps 6 through 11, and step 13, and send me a video of you measuring your morning height on a stadiometer, making sure that your whole body from head to feet is visible as you measure, doing so within 1 minute of waking, you will receive a 77% reduction from the regular price. Just send me an email confirming your completion of the steps below, along with your height-proof video, and I'll email you the discount code. Read the Butterfly Way book. 1. Read the Butterfly Way book without speed reading, skimming, skipping, or using an AI summary. Those who actually read it word for word get the most out of it. If you like an instant audiobook version, simply upload your book to the 11 Reader app, and there you'll have it. 2. Read The Miracle of Milk by Bernard McFadden. The audiobook is available on Audible. 3. Set aside an additional $1,500 per month for food, supplements, and equipment for at least 3 months in order to become a taller person at the end of those 3 months. 4. Get a good quality portable stadiometer for home use. I recommend the Tecto Portable Stadiometer. 5, which is optional, get top-notch tibia x-rays with measurements if proof of leg growth is important to you. Make the most of it and have them measure both femur and tibia, even fibula if possible. Do some sort of x-ray cleansing protocol afterward to mitigate the harmful effects of having an x-ray done. 6. Pinpoint and log your tallest morning height within 1 minute of waking after a full night's sleep, And lowest evening height, being on your feet, moving around for 20 minutes just before measuring. Be as accurate as possible, please, to the 10th of a centimeter. Establish a healthy sleep routine. At the very least, have the time blocked out without disturbance to lay in your bed 8 consecutive hours minimum. 8. Be ready to gain weight. Lean mass. 9. Get a journal. During my best Grow Tall journey, I had a journal like the one in the picture below. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. There might be school notebooks you can buy at your local grocer for less than $1. 10. Very important. For at least 2 weeks, daily write down your morning height within 1 minute of waking, which represents your absolute tallest height for that day. You may notice that your morning height is different from day to day. That's to be expected. But take special note of the height that represents the tallest of them all for that entire first week. Also, take special note of your tallest height the second week. This establishes your baseline. This tallest height is the height to beat. Any height that is taller than this shall be considered a height increase. This is the best version of you. It's who you are. So here's the idea. When you measure, stand as tall as you can. And don't let your mind play with you saying, this isn't your real height. You're not this tall all day, so it isn't real. Look at you with your shoulders back, taking a deep breath, with your abs engaged inward. You're not going to walk like that all day, are you? Faker! What are you doing? Don't listen to that voice. It's trash. It's trash! Now listen. True enough, morning height is not a height we report to others in our everyday life. If you go to a clinic, doctor's office, or driver's license department, no one is measuring your morning height. Your morning height doesn't mean anything to anyone. However, it does serve our purposes. It's a height we know. You see, it's all about intimate knowledge. Knowing how tall we are at our tallest. It's not about the bottom stuff. It's not about bringing your chest in, exhaling, and disengaging your abs to keep it more real. If you think that way, you might as well say morning height isn't real. But it is real. It's really how tall you are in the morning. That's what morning height is. It's how tall you are in the morning. The purpose of morning height is to see how tall you are at your tallest. And are you going to know how tall you are at your tallest if you're not standing at your tallest? So stand at your very tallest. Don't worry about your afternoon height, evening height. If you want to slump and have slouched posture the whole day through, that's your business. Do whatever you want to do. But as far as this morning height is concerned, you need to be standing as tall as you can. Who cares if this is a height that you don't report to the regular world? This height is relevant to what we're doing. We are chasing height. This is how it looks when you are chasing that height. When you're going after it, trying to make headway, you're going to stick your chest out and do whatever else to see your tallest version. The tallest version of you. You're not on your tippy toes, of course. You got your feet flat on the ground. But you're doing everything you can to be as tall as you possibly can. Don't leave any height on the table. No height left behind. Leave nothing on the table. Just like in sports, they say, I left it all out there on the field, man. I gave it my all. You must do the same when you measure your morning height. No height left behind. Get all that height. This who I is, this who I am. So that there's no confusion, let me make this clear. We say no height left behind. It's like that principle still applies in sports. Because when someone says, I left it all out there on the field, it really means they left nothing behind, because they left nothing inside. Everything that was in them is out. It's out in the open. It's over and done. It's everything from within them is revealed. They have left nothing inside of them. Okay, so it's not like is it an oxymoron? It's not a contradiction. It's the same principle. Your field is that stadiometer. Okay? And similar to that sports player, you have something inside of you, and it's height. And so that's what you're putting out there on the field when you're standing out there on the stadiometer, so to speak. You're leaving no height behind. You're giving it your all. You're standing at your tallest. You're breathing in, holding your stomach in, shoulders back, feet flat on the base of the stadiometer, but you are postured at your very tallest. So no height is left behind. You're leaving it all out there on the field, on that stadiometer. Okay? So you see the principle there? It's about what's inside. Nothing left inside. Everything is revealed. Who you are. Like somebody out there playing football, it's like when that game is over, the player, wants everybody else to know you saw who I was today. I left nothing hidden. You know who I was. What you saw, that's me. That's all me. I left nothing behind. It was all out there on the field. That's who I am. And so it's that sort of mindset. I'm really toning it down how I could be talking right now. It's toned down. But if you ever been in any athletics, or if you just got the spirit in you, you know, that spirit, you know what I'm talking about. Because that same spirit can be manifested in other arenas in life. It's not always sports. I mean, you know, it could be a battlefield if, you know, someone has actually fought in a war. It could be some other profession. You know, it could be business, anything. It's just the principle of giving it your all. So, this spirit, now listen, this spirit, you're going to carry it as you try to get taller. No height left behind. All my height potential, I'm about to snatch that up. And I'm trying to not to cuss here, but yeah, you know how some people say, snatch them B words up, snatch them up. And so when it comes to millimeters, centimeters, inches, yeah, you about to snatch them things up. You about to snatch them up, snatch them on up. Yeah, that no height left behind. I'm about to get mine. I'm about to get mine. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I'm about to get mine, you know. All the potential, what it is. And when it's over, it's over. I'm done. I'm moving on. I have fought the fine fight. I have fought it to the bitter end. I took it to the bitter end. I took it till I couldn't fight no more. There was no more left in me. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Peace. You know, you wish everybody well. And you gone. You raising up out of here. Be well, everybody. Be blessed, be well, live happy and merry. You know, you get all the delights of earth, whatever. God be with you. I'm gone. Peace. I'm Audi 5000. I'm up Audi. I'm out of here. Later. You know. And you ain't worried. You ain't, you know, you good. You good. You know. I got mine. I'm good. You know, that spirit. And you feel like that when you gave it all you could. You know, it's peace. Peace. Come on now. That's what we after. We all want peace. That's what happily ever after mean. It mean peace. That's what that was this whole thing about. Happily ever after. Happily ever after. You get yours, I get mine. Happily ever after. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, you must do the same when you measure your morning height. No height left behind. Get all that height. This who I is. This who I am. And I had to say this who I is. For me, it is different. Language is important. For you, it might be different. You may speak a different language, but you know, everyone who's listening to me right now, I wish I could speak your mother tongue. You know, whenever you feel a deep emotion, that's the language I wish I could speak. That's called the language of your heart. You know, what language do you cry in? What language do you get mad in? When you really cussing somebody out, what language do you speak? That's the language I wish to speak in. And so, as I'm writing this, I spoke my language. My language is not, the language of my heart is not grammatically correct. And there may be some cuss words in it. That's why I hold myself back sometimes. I don't like that. But sometimes I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and cuss because it's the language of my heart. If you grew up hearing cuss words all your life, cuss words gonna speak to your heart. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, and God understands that. God understands it. You know, people don't. Self-righteous people don't. But God understands. I'm not saying, you know, we try to, you know, I ain't gonna get into all that. My point is, we got one life, and we got decisions. We got decisions to make. We got things to do, and we don't do things unless we feel moved to do them. And to feel moved to do them, our heart has to be touched. And sometimes our heart is touched by language. And then there is a language that moves us the most. And it might have a cuss word or two in there. You know what I mean? It's about getting a damn thing done. You feel me? You feel me? Oh man, I'm thinking about Gator on the other guys. That was a funny movie. I like, it's something about that Gator character. His name was Gator. Gator. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. You feel me? You feel me? Hold on, I gotta say it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm gonna quote the scene from the movie. Gator don't take no shit. Gator ain't never been about that. Never been about that. You feel me? Now I probably messed it up, but I probably messed it up horribly. But this is about your insides. Your insides on the outside. Now, some things on the inside need to be on the inside. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I mean, we don't want our guts spilled all over the place. But sometimes it depends on what's at stake. What's at stake? Anyway. All right. I'm just it's times like this when I say, Roy, stop talking and continue. So this is what I'm going to do. Get all that height. This who I is. This who I am. Okay? This is me. This is the tallest version of me. And I can't get no taller than this at this moment. At this very moment, this is as tall as I am. I ain't no taller than this. I can't even get no taller than this if I wanted to be taller than this. This is how tall I am. And I'm eating that. I'm living that. It's me. I can't be nobody else. This is me at my best. That's how you want it to be. When that disc on top of your head, on that stadiometer. All right? When you talking to that disc, you saying disc. I made sure you could reach the tip top of my head as soon as possible. I did my part. We gonna move on. All right? So this is about you being at your very best. You know what made me think? You know how that disc come down on your head? And you want to stand as tall as you can as that disc come down on your head so your disc reach your head the sooner? It makes me think about God reaching down to help us. We got to do our part. We got to stand as tall as we can. As the saying goes, meet them halfway. What we going to do? We going to hold back? We ask God to help us and we going to hold back? Yeah. See, I love the metaphors in this. The metaphors teach me. They teach me. They correct me. They discipline me. The metaphors in this. I'm standing on that stadium to be as tall as I can be. And what I'm going to hold back? I'm going to hold back? That's stupid. Like, who are you? Who are you? That's dumb as hell. I wanted to say the F word, but I held back. That's dumb as hell. Shit. Asking God for help and we gonna hold back. Man, that's stupid. Make sure that disc hit your head as high up as possible. And that disc ain't gotta come all the way down to reach me. That disc ain't gotta come all the way down to reach me. I'm standing tall up in this bitch. All right. Let's get back to our Bible reading. All right. I'll just play it. All right. Okay. So, you be your best, and then you change it. You make your best better. And you keep doing that until your morning height becomes your evening height. And until that new evening height becomes a past height. And your new morning height looks like something out of a dream. All of this has happened to me. And I want it to happen to you. I think that's what I'll write here. I think that's what I should say. Excuse me, that's a little belt. Sometimes I belch when I be talking a lot. I just belch. So yeah, let me write that down. All of this has happened to me, and I want it to happen to you. All right, so now you see how fast I type. Some of y'all might be wondering, how is Roy making it in this world? That's how fast he typed. How is he even making it in this land? How is he making it? That's how fast I type, y'all. I was typing with one finger. All right, let's see. Now, I done wrote all this. See, I done wrote all this. And that's how fast I type. Can you believe it? And I didn't even use dictation. Can you believe that? All right. Let's get this off of here. All right. You got a nerve to try to be a millionaire and all that business. Roy got his nerve. You know what I want to do? Honestly, I like it to be a whole bunch of grow tall millionaires. Absolutely. It's something about my past. See, in my past, well, I'm not saying I'm unique. I'm just telling you my principles. It's like, man, it's just so much more beauty when on your come up you help other people to come up, and it's about creating economies. I like creating economies because I could just get my paper. But man, just a good feeling. We help a lot of other people get their paper, man. It's great. It's a good feeling. It's about we all rising. We all rising. Yeah. And I know some business-minded folk listening to this right now. And it's people with vision. I know, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love it all. But this model that I'm doing, if it's successful, I want to help others do it. Yeah. Nothing ain't changed since 2017. That 2-hour live, if you click live on my channel, the live tab, there's like a 2-hour video. And then in that video, I stated something like that, how people can make livelihoods. Now, everybody don't want to be a millionaire. That's fine. But there ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be a millionaire, billionaire, or a trillionaire. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There are things you can do. A lot of things you can do the more money you have. And then I'm of this opinion. There are a lot of bad guys on this earth, a lot of wealthy bad guys. And so you really put yourself and your family in a better situation if your money can compete with their money. The more righteous people who are wealthy, the better the world is. Don't you think? And I'm not saying I'm all righteous, but I know I ain't eating babies. I know that much. I ain't eating babies and shit. All right. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, hey, ignorance is bliss. Be happy. Be happy and merry. Be happy and merry. Keep your sanity. But yeah. All right. So I'll say some other stuff in here. I got more editing to do and whatnot, but I just wanted to give you this preview. Get you ready. Let me go and read the rest of this because I want people to be ready when this comes out. I want people to be ready. You know. So let me just finish reading through these steps at least. Yeah. Daily, as you measure each morning height, log how much sleep you had. Also include a daily summary of your diet and nutrition. Log your weight each day as well. Don't stress about anything you're logging. It's just data. Write it, no emotion. Just observe. Okay? You don't have to do this the whole time, but just these first 2 weeks, you know. Now 12 is also optional. You know. The thing is, I'm here to help you get some height. So if you don't get your height those first 2 weeks, that's great. The first 2 weeks is about establishing your baseline. Establishing the height to beat. 14 days is enough time to see the tallest version of yourself. Okay? And get a weekly average and start establishing some good patterns for yourself, such as sleep time, and just have good awareness. Substantiation is very important, okay? So this whole thing is about having much substantiation. That's why for you to get in with this big old discount, you have to take measures that involve substantiation. Okay? Let's get some substantiation up in this bitch. All right. Gator don't take no shit. Never been about that. Ain't never been about that. All right. If you want to, and only if you want to, implement height-friendly changes in your life during those 2 weeks. And during the second week, try to surpass your tallest height from week 1. I'm going to tell you the value of that in a moment. In fact, whether it's a new morning peak or simply an increased morning average, just try to make the data go upward in whatever way you can that second week. Millimeters matter, even fractions of millimeters. Again, your height will likely fluctuate from day to day, but the idea here is to see a new peak for at least just one of those days during the second week. Okay? And again, this is only... All right, it's about time for me to stop. My alarm went off. But again, this is only if you're aiming to actually go for your own height increase those first 2 weeks. And there's a value in that, in you being able to see what you can do. Look at that, 5%. How is Roy making it in this world? 5% on his phone, not even plugging it up so he can charge. Can't type. Don't know all he needs to know about technology. Well, maybe I know all I need to know, but you know, maybe I don't know all I should know. All that would be more helpful to me. But anyway, with bullet point number 12, it's about you seeing what you can do. You know, were you able to see a higher peak and see that builds your confidence? And then you might say, you know what? If I haven't joined this course and I've been able to increase my height, then maybe I should just keep increasing my height on my own. I mean, I have the book, The Butterfly Way, and now I know the mindset of how to approach morning height. Now I see is about increasing that morning height every week. Whether I see a new peak or a new average, just keep increasing that morning height until eventually that morning height becomes my evening height. Then maybe I should just take this as far as I can take it. And I might be able to take it all the way. Okay? See, you might start thinking that and you might go for it. But then at a certain point, if you get stuck along the way, or you just want to be in a community of other people doing it like you doing it, you might decide to jump on board. Okay? And maybe you won't, because after all, I'm sure if in the program is popping over there and all sorts of success stories are happening, I'm sure that's going to spill over into the YouTube channel. And people are going to start talking about their successes. I'm sure that's going to spill over. And then some people might start coming out with their own courses. And all that they know about technology and whatnot, hey, it might be some cool stuff going on. You never know. But all of this is about empowerment, and hey, we all should, this should be just one big old party. It's enough bad stuff going on in the world, People eating babies, being mind controlled, wars, people dying, kids dying, getting their brains blown out, guts spilling everywhere, People don't seem to care. Even churches are infiltrated. This is a dark ass world. Sometimes this world is like and it's not fair, but in a way it is. I'm not going to say it though. Well, no, I'm going to say it. I don't know. It's a messed up world. It's messed up. But God is merciful enough to give us joys within it. And when there is a joy, when there is beauty, we should embrace it. And live it up. And that's my motto. Because when the bad shit come, when the bad stuff happen, there are times when you don't have no choice but to take it, deal with it. And it be bad. It be dark and ugly and shitty. Yeah, as they say, effed up. It be all of that. And so we got to deal with all that mess. And we all going to have some sort of sorrow in our life. And some of us have had our sorrows already, but we still living and breathing. And no telling what else down the line. So we have our sorrows. we might as well have our joys and have them in full. So if something makes us happy and merry, then we should be happy and merry and live it up. And whatever dignity God give us in this land, hold that and stand tall. I was trying to say something a little better than that, but hey, that's all I got right now, okay? Just yeah. I know a point that I want to say is the world, it's like it's kind of geared to make you want to bend down, bend down, but no, we gotta stand tall. We gotta stand up. Like you know who say that? Stand tall. Somebody say it. I'm not gonna say their name, but you know who. Some of you might know who say that. But stand tall. And I like the idea of getting taller because it's like rising above, because you may be in a situation and it's shitty, it's effed up, but can you rise above it? And it's like, yes, I can rise above it. In fact, literally, I can rise above it. And you know what else? I can help other people rise above their shit. Yeah, I love these metaphors. I love them. I dig them. And this makes me happy. I'm going to be happy about it. I'm going to help other people be happy about it. That's who I am. That's who I is. And it's me at my best. And I can make my best better. I believe that. I know it. Some of you may want me to. Hey. Beautiful. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. All right. 13. Plot your data on a graph. You can draw it out on your own or do so digitally. One app that you could use is the chrono.me app. And 14, get personalized help from me once you've completed all the necessary steps, okay? And so, yeah. So you do the steps. And you can do the optional ones if you want to, but I mentioned which ones are mandatory for the discount. And I said it up here. Steps 1 through 4. See, steps 1 through 4, 6 through 11, and step 13. And you just confirm that you've done them. We're going to pretty much go on an honor system. And then you just send. And you know what? Yeah. So once I, launch this, get this going, this is just a preview here. That's what you can do. Send the confirmation that you've done those steps along with your height-proof video. I want to see a full body height measurement, head to foot, head to feet. And boom, you'll get the link for the discount. All right? Now, I'm going to get you ready. I ain't going to leave you hanging. You're going to know how much I'm thinking about, okay? I'm going to tell you, and this is all preliminary. I'm just putting a preview out here, okay? Now, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to say a whole lot of stuff here. That's right, my alarm went off at 3:20, so I got to wrap this up. I'm going to say some other stuff. I might do some more editing and, got all those stories of people gaining height. I might have to change the wording of this stuff here. Get my course, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm finna show you the price now. Now listen. I'm finna show you. It's going to be a one-time payment type of deal, okay? But that's not all. I got some help, I'm going to show you. Look. Look here, okay? I have on here, original price, $3,350. You may think it's a lot. That's okay. There's a reason I came to this price, and hey, I'm happy to talk business. We can talk business. I'm thinking of having like a business channel because I want this to be, look, the more that this is a business, the more people are going to grow taller. You got to understand that. The more that this is a viable business for people all over the world, the more people are going to live out their dreams of being taller and so many other things. Okay? And I see the way that a lot of people do it. They're thinking, I don't want to say, I'm sure there are people out there, some of you may be thinking that in some ways, like the way I do my channel and stuff, you may say I'm thinking small. You may say that. And you may be partly right and partly wrong. Whatever. I know what I'm really thinking. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't want people to think small with this, okay? I don't want people to think small, okay? So anyway, let me just keep going. I'll save all this stuff for the business aspect or the business lane that I may carve out. Okay? Because I would like for this to be a business, not just for myself, but for a lot of people. But anyway, and even affiliates. And if I do an affiliate program with this, it's going to be split 50-50. But I think it's even better if it's not an affiliate thing, but it's actually people coming up with their own course. I think that's ideal. I mean, affiliate may be great for a while, but people make good livings being affiliates. But how I would split it would be 50-50. Okay? That's how I would do it. Simple like that. So, but anyway, I'm going to have on there that the price is $3,350, but the discount price is $2,000. So the 77% will be taken off of the $2,000. So it would be a one-time payment of $460. Okay? So add payment plan. So I've toggled that switch. See, I can toggle that off and I can toggle it on. And see what it says. It says Stan automatically includes Afterpay and Klarna for your fans. You can also offer your own custom payment plan below, which I did, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Remember that you would have to take the risk if they don't pay. Tip: creators often charge more for payment plans to encourage upfront payment. Okay. So I toggle the payment plan on. So if you don't have $2,000 out the gate, you can do the payment plan. But again, you can do the discount, and that $2,000 turns into $460. And then you can have a payment plan on the $460. I mean, good grief. Okay? This is going to be so easy. And so, yeah. And so total price now. So now here is a payment plan that I set up. You can go through Klarna or Afterpay and get you a payment plan with them, which you can apply the discount to. But also, you can get a payment plan through me. Okay? And this is how I'm setting mine up. It's bi-weekly. And when you're done paying everything, it's going to be $2,489.20. Okay? So it's still not that $3,350. It's not that, but it's a little more than a $2,000. Okay? It's going to be $2,489.20. However, remember, the 77% discount would apply to this too. And so when it's all said and done, let me do the math on that real quick. Just a second here. Gonna do the math thing. Oh, yeah. Gonna do the math thing to the people. Yeah. Okay. So, times 0.23. All right. $572.52. All right. So, with the discount, that $2,489.20 is going to turn into $572.52. All right. But you pay bi-weekly for 14 bi-weeks. Okay. So we divided it into 14 payments. So you'll be paying, see, it says $177.80 every 2 weeks. But with the discount, $0.23, $40.89. So just say $40.90. All right? $40.90 every 2 weeks. Okay? You see how I did that? So that ain't even $100 a month. Okay? Look, I want people to establish them baseline. Look, for me, I'm keeping it real. I got 2 secret sauces for you. In a way, when it comes to growing taller in general, the secret sauce, in a sense, there's a lot of secret sauces, but to a large extent, the secret sauce to growing taller in general is protein, meat protein. You can do this, you can do that. You can do this, you can do that. But you ain't doing a doggone thing if you ain't getting enough meat protein in you. Animal protein. I say meat protein, but I mean animal protein, whether it's milk or meat, organ meats and such. Nothing ain't happening until you get your protein. That's a secret sauce in general. But when it comes to me and my approach, the secret sauce is what I shared with you in step number 10. Okay? For my process. Other people can have their own process, but if you're working with me, that's my secret sauce. Step 10. Establishing that morning height, establishing that height to beat, and going after it. Everything that I said when I went on that rant, that's my secret sauce. Okay? Knowing where you are at your tallest and beating that. Oh man, I'm hearing noise outside and these people need to shut up because I was just all right. So let me see here. All right. So yeah. So that's it. That's it. So yeah, that's it. All right. And I'm gonna save that draft. I'm gonna save the draft, and I ain't hitting that publish button yet. This was a preview. I'm wishing you all the best. Hope you read that book. Remember, 11 reader, and it'll turn into an audio book. There's two voices I kind of like myself. You may choose a different voice. But the voices I like on 11 reader, it's an app. You go to the Play Store or the App Store, I guess. And they even have a website. You can go to 11 reader, like the number 11 and reader. Okay? George and Brian. I really like Brian because he to me, he has a good tone. His voice is loud enough, and I can listen to Brian when I'm driving and I let the window down. I can hear Brian just fine. Okay? I'm driving, I let the window down. I can listen to Brian. Read my book. Okay? But with George, his voice doesn't have the same loudness or depth or whatever as Brian's, I guess. So I can't hear him as well when I'm driving. Okay? At least driving with my window down. All right? So that's that. And when you're listening to the audio book, please keep in mind that when listening to the audio book, please keep in mind that it skips over all the pictures in the book. The pictures of charts and certain text and whatever. All sorts of pictures in the book. It doesn't read the pictures. It just skips through them. So if you listen to the audio book, at least you want to make sure you do look at the PDF so that you can see what I'm referring to and you can read some of the pictures, because some of the pictures actually have a lot of text with certain parts highlighted. So you can be doing that, okay? Hey, I'm doing stuff back here, y'all. I'm doing stuff back here, and I'm learning about things. And one thing you have to do, you have to prepare your audience or prepare your potential customers. They have to be prepared, okay? Maybe this thing can succeed. Maybe it's not meant to be, but I'm just doing my part. I believe it can succeed. I believe it can succeed tremendously. I believe there can be several Grow Tall millionaires, literally and figuratively. I love the metaphors. And the metaphors are so sweet when it's actually literal. Okay? So remember, metaphorically, we say grow tall millionaires because it's about the millimeters, right? Millimeters matter. So we millionaires. We got a whole lot of millimeters. So we grow tall millionaires. But also, literally, we can literally be billionaires. I like many of you listening to this. What if in less than 18 months you're a millionaire? What if? Well, come on now. What if that happens? What if that happens, y'all? And I'm telling you, without me even growing again, it could happen. I think it could possibly happen, especially if some of y'all grow. Especially if some of y'all grow. But because I said, I'm doing a Grow Tall journey, no later in the summer, barring time and unforeseen occurrence. At the latest, come summer, I'm doing a Grow Tall journey. Now, If I do a grow tall journey and I grow half an inch, see, hey, let me show you what this grow tall journey is called. I should say the grow tall program, what I've named it. The name could change, but let me show you. I've named it 510 plus. Okay, hey, it could suck, but I like it. And look at the picture. That's the picture. Simple. Sometimes simple is perfect. And let me tell you why I like it for me, because that's the focus. It's it's like forget everything else. I don't want to say everything else is meaningless, but in a way, like when you focus on something, kinda everything is meaningless, at least in a particular moment. Okay? And so the first words of the program is 510. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's my program. And see, there's beauty in that, because 510, y'all, all over, forget this country or that country, whatever. Listen, all over the world, in general, if you're 5'10", you're tall. Come on. 5'10" is tall. You're in a tall club if you're 5'10". Now, granted, it's morning height, but like I said before, morning height can turn into evening height. Shoot, just see the damn thing first. Let me see it. Let my body know it, at least in the morning. I mean, like right now, I can't say I'm 5'10". I can't say it. But get to that point where at some point in the day, I'm 5'10". I may not be 5'10" all day, but at some point in the day, I'm 5'10". I taste the glory. I taste the glory of it. Even if it's for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, I taste the glory. I've been to the mountain. Okay? At least taste it. I can worry about the rest later. That's where the plus come in. Okay? That's where the plus come in. So, 5, oh man, I like this. I like that. Like when I just think about it. Like when I look at it, it looks sorry, it's in lowercase letters, and that's for a reason. I put it there. Yeah, I want it lowercase. Part because it should feel like nothing. Don't capitalize it. No, don't capitalize it. 5'10" ain't nothing but a thing. 5'10", baby. Come on. Yeah, let's get this thing. 5'10". 5'9" used to be a dream. Literally, it's in one of my comments. You go far enough in my videos over a decade ago, you'll see where, you'll see where 5'8.5" was a dream. You'll see that. Let me measure my height right now. I'm going to measure my height right now. Hold on. You know what time it is. You saw the alarm. And you can look at the clock right. It's 3:50 in the afternoon. Wait, what? Let me measure my height up in here. Measure my height up in this bitch. Look at this shit. Shit. Man. See how I do this shit? That's why I do this shit. 5'8 3/4, baby. 5'8 3/4. 3:51 in the afternoon. 5'8 3/4 up in this bitch. And you can look at my old comment 5, 8.5 used to be my dream for the morning. And now I'm past that, baby. I'm past that. 3:51 in the evening. I'm past that. I'm past that hoe. Hey, sorry, y'all. You know, that's the language of my heart. It's the language of my heart to say I'm past that hoe. I'm past that bitch. I'm past that bitch. Biatch. Past it. Man, that feel good. Shit. And people be wondering if the hype permanent. Yeah, it's permanent. Oh man. Shit. Man. So I just think about that. But anyway. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. So I like the name 510 Plus. And basically this is how my course is. And it's about my journey to 510. 510 in the morning. Hit that bitch. And then, maybe after that, I may revamp it and do another one. I may call it 510.5. I may call it, we may go by half inch by half inch. I don't know. It might be 510.25. I don't know. At some point, it may simply say 511. 511. Yeah. 511 reader. Just wondering how I can bring that into the narrative. 511 reader or something. I don't know. Hey, yeah, I'm just trying to be, I have ideas, trying to be creative. But anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about all that. But anyway, my point that I was making was, especially if I hit 510, what if, this forget about me, y'all. Think about you. Now, a lot of y'all may not even be worried about it. Y'all may not even be worried about it. But what if, y'all? Just what if? What if 18 months from now, you're a millionaire? And you think it's crazy. Look, see, that's why it has to be a business lane. Because some of y'all got fucked up thoughts about money. Oops. But the truth is, y'all got some fucked up thoughts about money. Y'all got fucked up thoughts about millionaires. That's why you don't want to be one. And you resent me for wanting to be one. Because your thoughts are so fucked up. And listen to me, I'm cussing, but I'm going to tell you. And your fucked up thoughts about money, it ain't from God. It ain't godly. It's satanic. Satan don't want you to be rich. But when you read Proverbs, all Proverbs talk about is, be wise, you get money. Be wise. If you wise, you're going to be rich. Here's a right way to be rich and a wrong way to be rich. A lot of people rich the wrong way. Here's the right way to be rich. And it's something you have to recognize. You might have fucked up thoughts about money, fucked up thoughts about height, fucked up thoughts about women. And what am I here for? I want you to have the right thoughts about height so you can get some height. I want you to have the right thoughts about money so you can get some money. And I want you to have the right thoughts about women so you can get that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And hey, I'm not saying you got a problem with any of it. You may not have none, but some do. You can see it in the comments. And look, check it. You know how you get height, homeboy? You know how you get height? Have intimate knowledge of height, intimate knowledge of your height, intimate knowledge of the whole process. You know? You know that shit through and through. It's similar with money. Get to know it. Get comfortable around it. And see, that's why, you measure your morning height, you getting comfortable around it. Height is easy. I'm around height all the time. I'm around tall heights all the time. Tall height, yeah, because I see my morning height. That's the tallest version of me. I'm around it all the time. I'm familiar with it. Height this. Got to study. I'm always on my height. I know my height. My height this, height that. Yeah. Height is all around me. And you get more height. Yeah, I got no problem with doing this. Get hot. Yeah, I do that. I got it. Yeah, I ain't scared of it. Yeah. You got height. I don't give a fuck. I can get my own. I don't give a fuck about your height. I'm happy for you and your height. I'm happy. And I hope you get more. But I'm going to get to mine. I talk about that in the book. Not being jealous of tall people. Don't be jealous of that. I love it when I see a tall guy. I love that shit. It inspires me. And then when I see certain tall guys, they're in good form. It's like, hell yeah. I want that. I want some of that. Yeah. Let me have that. But not his. I want mine. Okay? It's the same way with money. This ain't about robbing people. It's about enriching people. What are we talking about? I ain't scared. Yeah, money is money. I can read books about money. I can learn about money. I have intimate knowledge of money. Know my budget. Know what I'm working with. Know my money I'm working with. Understand money. There's not like a finite number of money. Money is like fire. Fire creates more fire. People got the wrong idea about money. Like, for you to get money, somebody else got to lose. That is so stupid and wicked. Don't be thinking that dumb shit. With money, there's an exchange of value. If you feel like this course I'm offering, if you feel like it's too much, don't you buy it. Don't be an idiot and buy it. But here is the concept. You only buy it if my course is worth more than the money you shelling out. So let's say you pay, and we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it at the $2,000, but with your discounts and all that, it can get even cheaper. But let's leave it at the $2,000. If having, let's just say we could see into the future. And this is not the best example, but let's just say you could see into the future. And that future says that if you buy my course, you will be 1 inch taller in a year. In fact, a little less than a year. In 9.5 months, you will be 1 inch taller. Okay. So, let's put two things on the table. You have 1 inch taller and you have $2,000. You can't have both. If you keep your 2,000 you lose the inch. Yeah. I hope I said that right from the beginning. You have an inch taller on the table, you have 1 inch taller, and you have $2,000. I hope that's the way I said it at first, but $2,000, 1 inch taller, okay? You can have one, you can't have both. You either keep the 2,000, but you will not be 1 inch taller, okay, in a year. Or you can be 1 inch taller in a year, but you got to give up that $2,000. What's worth more to you? See, this is how people become millionaires. There are people like me who know there are thousands of people, likely millions of people all over the world who would say, piss on that $2,000. Piss on that shit. Give me my inch, MF. Give me my MF and inch, MF. That's how I am. Because you know what? And let me tell you another reason why that inch is so valuable. Because once I get that MF an inch, I already got more than an inch, baby. I have the knowledge now. I got the knowledge. I have the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience to possibly get me another one on my own. What is more, I have the ability to teach others. And what is more, I'm an inch taller than I used to be. Yeah, I'm walking an inch above where I used to be. What is more, some people, there's certain people on this earth I can look at in the eye now. Right smack dab in the eye. And there are some people on this earth who got to look up to me. And they used to look down to me. Now they got to look up to me. I get all that shit. I get all of that. Piss on the MF and $2,000. Piss on that shit. I don't give a F about your $2,000. F your your MF and $2,000. I don't give a F about that shit. Give me my MF an inch, mother MF. Okay? It's just all who you are. And you know what's great? You know how else millionaires think? They think, man, if that's the way I feel about this if that's the way I feel about this shit, and the customers I get feel the same way about this shit, like I feel about this shit, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What kind of hubbub have we created? What we got people feeling like this, and we all gathered around. Oh shit. And we winning together? Are you kidding me? What the F is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What in the fuck is this? And then certain ones in the group about to clone me? They about to not necessarily clone me, but you know what I mean. This energy, this energy, this hubbub, they about to do it in other spots. So in a way, it's cloning. In business, that's what it's talking about. But the only reason I kind of back. The only reason I was talking the way I was because I don't want to show any disrespect to anyone. I want to respect everyone's individuality. It would be an honor if if certain ones viewed it as they are cloning me and in other arenas, but I'm showing respect to everyone's individuality, everyone's gift, everyone's shine, if you will, everyone's glow, if you will. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Star differs from star in glory." So, like from here, we look at the stars. Every star looks the same, but according to Scripture, every single star is different. Every single star has a different shine. And so, what I'm saying is, people who listen to this, I could say they out there cloning me, but I'm like, I want to show regard to everyone's different shine. Okay, so that's what all that was about. But anyway, my point is, sometimes if you just take a step and you listen to your voice, don't listen to the people on the outside who don't even understand your world in your mind. They don't even get it. You listen to your voice and you make the move, you make that right move. Who knows what your life will be in a very short period of time. Okay? It could be wonderful. It could be wonderful. And I'm choosing to focus on the positive. I think about bad. It can be negative. But see, that's where you assess your risk. What are the risks? Some risks are good. Some risks are bad. In companies, they have a department called risk management. And so that's what you have to do. You have to manage your risk. So you say to yourself, what does the risk management department of my life say? Okay? And for a lot of you, it might say, what I'm going to do is do them steps, get my 77% discount, get on the payment plan, do the looky-loo, and do whatever one must do. Okay? And there we go. There we go. There we go. At the end of the day, you better get yours. Because I'm here to get mine. Do what you got to do to get yours. And all in all, what I mean is I gotta use the restroom, but get what you gotta get out of this life. And while being right to others, I'm not, again, the whole point is not taking advantage of no one. So that's my point about no one is losing. If you feel like taking advantage of this course makes you lose, then don't do it. But if after assessing your risk, you feel like it's a gain, some may say, even if I don't gain the inch, just going through the process of in earnest trying to gain the inch or half an inch, whatever, taking yourself through the process in total earnest. Leaving nothing as the saying goes, leaving everything out there on the field, leaving nothing behind, but going all out. And in the end, if you have nothing, baby, you got everything. Because now you get to move on. You get to move on. You get your peace. And I'm here to tell you, my peace is worth more than an inch. My peace is worth more than $2,000. My peace is worth more than all the money in the world. And I mean that wholeheartedly, with everything in me. Even scripture says, what benefit is it if a man gains the whole world but loses his soul? At the end of the day, we're all after peace, and I want my peace, and I'm sure you want your peace. And so sometimes it's not a measure of whether it's $2,000 or 1 inch. It's a matter of peace or the $2,000. Or you. But for me, and maybe for you too, you can put peace on the table. You can put 1 inch on the table. You can put $2,000 on the table. I'm taking peace, baby. I take peace. You can put peace on the table. You can put 10 inches on the table. And you can put $2,000. You can put $1 million. You can put $1 billion on the table. We'll keep it simple. You put $2,000 on the table. You put $2,000 on the table. You put 10 inches on the table. And you put peace on the table. Piss on the 10 inches. Piss on the $2,000. I'll take my peace. I'll take my peace. I'll take my peace. So, with that, I'll say peace.